What's up everybody, and welcome to my yearly favorites video, aka the best in beauty to me, for me, with me, around me, amongst me, all the things that I loved in the year 2021. This year I decided to switch it up and do it a little bit differently, and I only wanted to pick 21 products. I chose the number 21 because we are in the year 21, and yes, I could have chosen more, but these are truly the products that I loved the most that were launched this year, because I wanted to be very intentional with what I put. And of course I have so many products in my collection that I love and adore, but if I talked about every single product that I loved, we would be here for forever. So I wanted to limit it to products that launched in 2021, and these are products that I know I will continue to use beyond this year as we head into the new year. I want to know what you all loved down in the comment section, and before you jump into this video, let me know if you can guess something that you think is going to make the 21 for 21 list. Let me know if you know me like you think you know me. Tell me down in the comment section. Go ahead and press pause and go write which products you think is going to make it into the 21 for 21 list. I'll wait. Let me fix my hair, honey, before I get into this video. The curls have to be popping. Y'all know this video is so important because I take my yearly favorites so seriously, because you know everything is not gonna make it up on the favorites list. Only the best of the best do. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it, and I hope that you all enjoy this video. Mwah. I also want to add, before I tell you all the first thing that made my 21 for 21 list, is that this is in no particular order. These are just things that I love, period. So the first thing that I have to talk about is this Pat McGrath palette that I love and adore. And I honestly didn't think that I would love this palette as much as I did, because when I initially saw the color story, I was like, that looks kind of similar to all the Divine Roses and things of the sort. But once I got my hands on it, I knew that it was special and it was very different. And I'm so happy to have it in my collection, because in this palette, Auntie gave us the purples. Y'all, I love this palette so much. It's like the vibrant big sister to the Divine Rose palettes. I love these purples on the end, okay, because they're so beautiful, they're so reflective, they are electric, and I think this palette is stunning on my complexion. So if I have to choose between Divine Rose 1, Divine Rose 2, or Utopian Dream, it's Utopian Dream for me. And I have consistently reached for this palette and created beautiful looks all year. Whenever I wear this palette, people always stop and stare and they smile and they say, oh my gosh, your eyes are so beautiful. What's on your eyes? And it's this. With any variation of colors that I use from this palette, it turns out so beautifully. So I love this palette, and I'm glad that I have it in my collection. And if you're like me and you're not really a pink girl, you're more so of a purple girl, then you might want to go ahead and consider getting your hands on this bad boy. This foundation is love. This one is the Clé de Peau Radiant Fluid Foundation Natural, and it is so smooth, it is so radiant. I love this foundation. The shade is perfect, the finish is perfect. Whenever I want my skin to look literally perfect, I reach for this foundation because it does no wrong. No matter what stage my skin is in, if I'm in a broken out stage or if my skin is perfected, this comes through and it makes it more perfected. So I love it. It is worth every penny, and the experience that I get using this foundation is just everything. This is what a radiant foundation is supposed to be. This is the epitome of a radiant foundation, and I promise you, if you have tried others and they have failed you because they're too radiant or it doesn't wear well, then try this and you are going to get your mind blown. It's beautiful. The Kosas Cloud Set Powder is the perfect pillowy soft powder, and I've never felt a powder that feels as plush and velvety as this one, especially because it's pressed. I don't know how they did it, but they created such a balm smoothing powder that doesn't create too much more texture on the skin. So if you already have full coverage foundation on and you just want something soft, this is perfect. Or even if you want to do a no makeup look, but you know that you get oilier in the T-zone area and you maybe have on a radiant foundation, then this this is perfect to not overly add more texture to the skin and set the product or whatever you have going on and create the softest finish that you are ever going to see. I love this powder. The name is so perfect for it. And I have the shade Pillowy, and I just think it is so beautiful. It's just a pretty powder. Do you all see how smooth it looks in the pan? It just feels soft to the touch and it applies like silk. I love this powder so much. Kelsee has been killing the game, and I cannot wait to see what else they have in store. Next in my favorites roundup is this Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil, and I love this one so much because it gives me the most perfect brow every single time. This is the brow cheat, and I promise you it is the cheat code to having fire eyebrows, because the way that it's angled and that glide that you get, it's perfection. I couldn't ask for an easier to use brow pencil that gives me the color that I want, that gives me the glide that I want, that lasts. It just looks good and natural, and I can do my eyebrows no matter if they're bushy or if they're thinner in 5 minutes flat. I love this brow pencil, and I almost want to declare that it is my absolute favorite brow pencil in my collection. It's so hard to say because I do have others that I love. But this one might be top 2, and it might not be number 2. I'm just saying. Y'all, I love this one size powder so much. I want to sing to it. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. And E is even more than anything that you adore and love. Is all that I can give to you. Seriously, I love this powder. It is so smooth. It is so beautiful. It makes my skin look like, what does it make my skin look like? What's something that's just so smooth you cannot even believe it's that smooth? Maybe a newborn baby's skin? Smooth. Leather? But you don't want to look like leather. Okay, wait a minute. It's just smooth like a shot of Tennessee whiskey. It makes your skin just look like velvet. And that's what I love so much about it. And the shade of it. The shade, not the bad shade, the good shade, the color. It is so perfectly golden. And it takes somebody with a golden undertone who has been neglected to recognize how to correct the problem. And that's what Patrick Star did when Patrick Star created One Size and gave me this glorious powder. This is the powder of all powders. Even if you don't like powder, you need to try this one. It's amazing. Y'all, I love this foundation from KVD Beauty. Okay, so Good Apple foundation is so smooth, but it's also so full coverage. So a lot of people have this on their I don't like it list, but for me, it's so good because I understand the genius of the product. This is gonna be something that you use the tiniest little dollop of. Not even a dollop, maybe like a ding, just a little bit, because it is so full coverage. And this has the prettiest satin finish. So if you need a little bit more coverage, you can add a little bit more coverage. If you don't want a lot of coverage, you can mix this in with whatever illuminizer you have or a primer, and you can manipulate it and you can get it to look how you want it to look. And that's the beauty of this product, because it is so full coverage. You can either wear it as full coverage or you can pull it back, scale it back, bring it back, and use it a little bit more sparingly. So I just adore this foundation. I love the versatility of it. I love the finish of it, and the shade range is impeccable. One of my absolute favorites of the year. It reminds me of old school cake makeup, you know, the makeup where you can cake it on if you want to, and it gives you the ability to be glam again. And I feel like that is sorely missing. So I'm glad that KVD brought it back and popularized it, and it went viral this year. So I'm really happy to have this one. Y'all, I love these Patrick Ta eyeliners so bad because they are so smooth. They don't move, and the color range is perfection. It has all you need for your neutral and everyday look. So we have a black, we have 2 browns, and we have a cream. Now I want to see him come out with all the colors, but as far as the basic staples, he got you covered. All right, so these don't move. So if you're like me, you have sensitive eyes, you need something that is going to last, here you go. You need something that's creamy and you don't have to do multiple passes, right here. This is what you need to go ahead and put on your, let me look at that next time I'm in Sephora list, because these are really great eyeliners, and good eyeliners are actually really hard to come by. There's a lot of people who make okay eyeliners, but great eyeliners, that's like finding a needle in a haystack. I'm telling you, try these out. They're really, really good. Again, I could not talk about eyeliners without talking about these Natasha Denona Work and Set Gel Eyeliners, because these are some of my favorite eyeliners that I have in my collection now, period. Ever since I've gotten these, I have not reached for not one other gel eyeliner that I have, because these are so nice, they're so creamy, and they are so pigmented. I currently have the black and the cream one, but I definitely want to get the brown one just to round out the collection. But this formulation is impeccable, and just like with the Patrick Ta eyeliners, what I personally look for in an eyeliner is an eyeliner that is smooth, an eyeliner that is going to give me a nice blend, and I'm not going to have to be tugging at my eyelids because they get irritated, and I will ruin an entire eye look because this part of my eye and this part of my eye won't stop watering. So I can't have that. I need something that works with me and it lasts. And this eyeliner formula does this, and I love how rich it looks. It really stands out. And you know how sometimes eyeliner can look faded a little bit. You have to go over it a few times to get it to be completely opaque. Not with these. It comes out of the gate swinging. Now I have to include these, even though technically Wayne Goss's luxury lip creams did not come out this year. He came out with extensions, and when he did that, I lost it, because I love those particular shades of nude because they look so good on my complexion. And of course he had me as his model. Thank you so much, Wayne, for including me in your campaign. That was a ton of fun, and I have just been loving those lipsticks ever since, because when I saw them I already knew, like, oh, that's me. That's me. I knew that I was going to be using them all the time, and I do, because they are such beautiful shades of caramel, a little bit of topaz, a little bit of cinnamon. It just is so complimentary to my complexion, and his formulation is so nice. It's so smooth. It feels luxe and creamy on the lips. Next, let me insert a picture of the BK Beauty X Angie Hot and Flashy brush set that I love and adore. I want to be able to do this brush set justice, so I figure a picture would be better than me just sitting here trying to show it to you holding it up. But I love this brush set so much because I love the shapes of the brushes, and the bristles are so nice. They blend out everything so easily, and the handles even have a special sparkle shade, and I just think it is gorgeous. So this brush set is one that I constantly use, especially that little concealer brush. Oh my gosh, perfection. It's so fluffy that it blends out that concealer so beautifully. It's basically like if your finger had a blending brush attached at the end. Beautiful. Love that set. The entire thing is an amazingly curated set, and I highly recommend you check it out. Oh my gosh, I just love this Dior Quint. It is so beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's just everything. The color of this little Quint is so fun and inspiring, and I never knew how happy 5 eyeshadow colors could make me until I had this in my collection. I just think this is one of the absolute best Quints that Dior has ever done, and I want to see them do more fun things like this, because even though the color pairing isn't something that you would typically put together, would this just not be beautiful if you had a room with all of these colors in it? It is inspiring, it wakes you up, and it reminds you of a bird, a regal bird. Next, I have to talk about these Makeup by Mario sculpting products that I used and abused all year. I loved the cream and I loved the powder. I actually have both on right now, and I just love the way that they effortlessly blend out and they give me that sculpted look that I'm going for. And you can tone it down by using either or. So sometimes I'll just go in with the cream and it looks really beautiful and sculpted but yet natural, or I'll go in with the powder and same thing. But you know, when you put them together, that's when you're going to get a little bit of drama, a little bit of sculpted intensity. It cranks up that intensity and it really gives you a beautiful blend. So it is not like your traditional contour like back in the day that used to lean a little bit more gray. No, this looks natural, but yet it's not a bronzer. It is truly a sculpting product that gives you a neutral application, and I love that so much. And Both of these products blend so effortlessly. I'm all about an easy blend. I don't like to go back and forth a million times to get something to blend out. I just like to put it on, be able to blend it to my satisfaction and move on. And that is what these products allow me to do. They are definitely pro level products, but yet anybody can use them, and it is not difficult to achieve a sculpted face. Love these. Next, I have to talk about another brush set, and this one is by Sonia G. Y'all know Sonia Genius. It is the Fusion series, and I'm again going to insert a picture just because I don't want to be fumbling holding up those brushes. But I must say that because I use so many liquid and cream products, that this brush set has definitely elevated my game in my application of said products. And that's not easy to do because I've been a makeup artist over half of my life, and I'm not really that easily impressed all the time. You know, it may seem like I just love everything. No, I really like things a lot of times, but it is truly rare that something is a game changer. And when I tell you those brushes are a game changer, I'm telling you. I love the functionality of every single brush in that set, and this is the most perfect face set ever. The only thing that can make it more perfect is if it were a powder brush in there, but this set was intended to be used with cream and liquid products, so I understand the omission of a powder brush. It really isn't necessary for this set and what she was trying to accomplish. But I say that to say that if you have this brush set, you only need a powder set in addition to that to be able to do your entire complexion routine. The shapes are perfect. They blend the products out for you. It is truly a work of art, and like I said, it definitely elevated the way that I myself, a person who has had over 15 years of experience doing makeup, it elevated the way that I do my makeup, and that's no easy feat. So I love that so much. That is definitely one of my holy grail products that I have in my collection, and it was so nice that I had to buy it twice, okay? Next, I have to talk about the Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Lip Balm because I love it. Love it. It is so smooth. It is so glossy. I love the tint of color that's there. I kind of want to put this one on now for no reason. It's peachy. It doesn't really match the vibe of the purple kind of shade that I had on. I had on a clear lip gloss, and then I put this Fenty one in the shade Mauve Wives in the center because I kind of wanted to be like a, you know, wash of purple. But anyways, I had to put this on because it feels so good on the lips. It feels luscious, it's smooth, it's glossy, it has all of the attributes that I love in a lip gloss, but it has added benefits because it's a lip balm, so it is going to hydrate the lips. And after you're done wearing it, your lips are going to be smoother and you're going to thank yourself for it. Plus, its packaging, ha! This is a weapon in 40 out of the 50 states in America. I'm just kidding. But it is heavy, and I've been very impressed with the performance and the packaging of everything that I have tried from Westman Atelier thus far. This being no different. I absolutely want to have more shades. I have two, but this is the one that I reach for most often. I have it right there. Love it. So next up, I have to talk about my girl's collaboration with odinseye. And by my girl, I mean the Fancy Face. And she created this bomb eyeshadow palette that I am just so impressed by and I'm so proud of for her. I just love to see it because Tina has been on this platform for such a long time. I've been here 11 years, so I know she's been here at least 12. So I'm just happy to see her being recognized for her talents and to be given the opportunity to create a palette that is so reflective of her and her makeup taste, and it's just fun. So I still am going to do a video using this palette and the other two that launched at the same time, but I do want to apologize because the reason why I didn't get this video up using this palette as soon as I got it because I was so excited. During that time, y'all know I had a lot going on. Ever since then, I haven't had the opportunity to give this palette and the other palettes the time that they deserve. So I still am going to be doing looks using this palette because this palette deserves all of the flowers. I cannot wait to dive into it and show you guys what I create, but I definitely wanted to give it a moment and I wanted to take the time to congratulate Tina again because your girl has been working hard. Because being on YouTube for over a decade is no easy feat. She has done it and has created so much amazing content throughout the years, and this is a reflection of her hard work. So congratulations, Tina. This is definitely one of my favorite products of the year. Next, I adore the Dior Illuminations because Dior is just one of those brands that has been killing it for a long time secretly, but now I feel like they are outside. Everybody's seeing what they're doing, so they are strutting their stuff. They are creating products that are bomb, and everybody is loving them. And this launch was just so amazing. The packaging just is everything, and then you get to the inside and you are greeted with this smooth reflective highlighter. I mean, you just can't ask for a better combination. Dior has really been hitting that luxury premium that I'm looking for when I'm shopping luxury brands, and I've just been loving everything that they've been doing. Their creative direction is on point, and these highlighters, they're showing that they have been in the game and they know what they're doing. Y'all, I should have probably bought another one for the purpose of being able to show it in this video. But you know what? This is what's real. I love the LYS Speak Love Glossy Treatment Oil because it is so many things. It is a treatment that leaves my lips feeling soft and supple, and it also is a gloss because it gives you that shine that I love and adore. And what I love so much about it is that it feels nice and plush on the lips. Sometimes lip oils, not this one, but other lip oils can just feel like residue. You know, sometimes you eat something that's a little bit greasier than you should be eating, and you have that little leftover remnants of oil on your lips, and you're just like, let me get a napkin and wipe my lips off. That's what a lot of lip oils feel like to me. But not this one. This one feels nice and luxurious, and it has a certain amount of thickness to it that feels good. It doesn't feel gloopy or anything like that, but it is thicker than the average lip oil that I have tried. But for that reason, I love this one. This one is absolutely my favorite. Danessa, she came through with this palette, and I knew I would like it, but the way that I love it, I just couldn't have imagined. I love this palette so much that I actually use it on a weekly basis, and I really haven't even been going anywhere. But this palette brings me so much joy that I just want to pop it on my eyes at any time that I can. So I love the Lightworks 3 palette. I think she did an amazing job curating the color selection, and the formulation of everything is just really smooth and reflective, and I love the shift because it gives you something interesting to look at. And for me, if I'm wanting my eyes to pop, I want them to pop, and the products in this palette help me take it there. It's something that's next level, and everything blends out like a dream. Tom Ford did it. They did it. I mean, I didn't know if they were going to do it in 2021. And by it, I mean, give me that wow moment where I stop and think to myself, this is how life should be lived, you know? We should be luxuriating at every moment. And when I use Tom Ford products, that's how I feel. I feel like a queen. I can tell that there is so much detail poured into their products, and this year I hadn't gotten it. And I was afraid that I wasn't going to get it because the last wow moment that I got from Tom Ford was the launch of the Shade and Illuminate Foundation. So when I saw that the concealer was coming out, I should have known that I would get my wow moment, and I did, because this concealer is gorgeous. I mean, packaging alone, it screams luxury. It is so heavy. No concealer ever needs to be this decadent, you know? Like, a concealer is just meant to be second string to whatever foundation or whatever other complexion products that you're using. You know, it's not anything that is going to be very prevalent in your makeup routine. But Tom Ford said, no. We're going to give concealer a luxury moment too. And when you pull it out, you're going to enjoy applying your concealer. And that's what happened. This is truly a wow moment concealer, and every time I put it on, I am always impressed. I mean, I have it on right now, and I feel like this is as smooth as my under eyes could possibly look. They couldn't look any smoother unless I literally rewind the clocks and go back 10 years. Other than that, this concealer gives me the smoothest, most beautiful under eye coverage. I love the way that it feels. It feels so nice, so smooth. It is non-drying. It is just one of those products that, like I said, when I put it on, I go, wow, I'm glad I have this in my collection. This is my new favorite powder brush in my entire makeup collection. And I am not just saying that, but I truly feel like Sonia G has given us a powder brush that is the queen slash king slash emperor of all powder brushes. I have solely used this brush for powder for the past, I want to say, month now, and I promise you there's no looking back. I have so many less dirty brushes because I have just been using this one. I reach for this one, and when I don't see it in my direct line of vision, I go looking for it. And you know, I love all of my brushes in my collection. I'm an avid brush collector, but I'm telling you right now that Sonia has done something so special with this brush that I could, if I didn't already have all these brushes, you know, just hypothetically speaking, I could replace a good 5 brushes that I use on a regular basis with this one in and of itself. Okay, this brush is so perfect. It blends out so beautifully. I love this brush for all over the face powder, and I love this brush for bronzer. And I will use this same brush in my makeup application and pop on that blush, or I will go in with the highlighter. And I feel like at this point, this is about my 3rd, 4th, or 5th time talking about this brush on my channel. So it is very rare for me to continuously come back to the same product. But when I do, take note, because that means it's something special. And Sonia G has given us something special twice this year with the Fusion set and with the Nietzsche Pro. This one is sold out currently, but it's coming back. And when it does, I want either 2 or 3, depending on how many I can get. I want to get as many as I possibly can because this is just the perfect powder brush in my opinion. I mean, bronzer, honey, blend it out in 5 seconds. 5 seconds. So last but certainly not least is this stack. Hold on. Ah! Okay, that's why I've been inserting pictures for stacks of stuff. But this stack of Pat McGrath blushes, because this was one of the most highly anticipated makeup launches of the year, and we already knew that Pat McGrath was not going to disappoint. Her blushes have been in constant rotation for me. I think that they are so beautifully formulated. They are so smooth, and there's a color there for every complexion. Whether you like a more subtle blush like me, or whether you prefer a bolder blush, there's a shade there. The only shade that I didn't get that I really wanted to have was a purple blush. But you know, Auntie is not done. She will be back. And I cannot wait to see how she expands this range of blushes because the formulation is so nice. It's so smooth, and they have the perfect amount of reflectiveness. The ones that have the shimmer, the ones that are more matte, they look super nice but not chalky. It's just a really beautiful formulation, and I couldn't be happier with it. I also wanted to throw in this highlighter. This is technically a cheat, but you know what? I don't care. I have to talk about it because this also came out with one of Pat McGrath's collections this year, and I just love it. It is so smooth. I have it on right now. It is a hybrid between a cream and a powder, and the way that it glides on is just so smooth and so radiant. This is the way all highlighters should be going for it, and I just love this one so much. I think Pat did such a great job on her cheek launch. It is truly one of my favorite set of blushes that I have in my entire collection, and like I said, I have constantly been reaching for them all year long. So that's everything that made my 21 for 21 Best in Beauty list. Let me know if you all guessed correctly some of the products that you thought would make the list, and let me know some of your favorite products that you loved all throughout the year down in the comment section. It doesn't matter whether they're old or new, just let a girl know down in the comment section, and I hope that you all are having the best holiday season. To each and every one of you all, thank you so much for watching and rocking with KelSLEIGH Vlogmas. If you all have been enjoying this series, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I've created a playlist with all the videos that I posted during Vlogmas. So if you missed one, or if you want to go back and watch one, I've added it there for your convenience. So I appreciate you all for liking, watching, subscribing, shopping through links, all of that good stuff, because everything that you need to know is down in the description box. So I will check you all in my very next video, which will be super soon. Smooches. Happy holidays.